The next stop is Cardiff Central at 8:06. So reverser to forward. Brake release and power to notch 3. So departing Newport, the speed limit is 30 miles an hour, and we have about 12 miles to Cardiff Central. So we've got a clear aspect on the down line. I don't remember if the limit goes up to 100 or not. I think it just stays at like 95. Just as we entered the tunnel, the speed limit went up to 50 miles an hour, and it's now going up to 75 soon. So the line to the right goes towards Abu Vale. I think I pronounced it wrong. I think Transport for World just runs like sprinters and pacers down there. Hopefully in the very near future some 769s, because I think a few days ago I saw a video on YouTube where Transport for Wales was testing their new 769s on the line to Rimney. I'm sure I pronounced that wrong as well. I think I forgot to put some stuff in that yard. Whoops. I'm pretty sure there's meant to be stuff there. So speed limit is now 75. It should go up towards 95 now. The speed limit is now 95 miles an hour. Anyway, speaking of 95, I think it was yesterday, so the day before I recorded this. So I got my marks back for the project in professional development, where my group got 95%, which is insane. My group would have got 100 if it weren't for a few small mistakes, like some academic references. So in professional development, I worked in a group of like 6 people to create a point of sale software, you know, like a self-service till. You would scan an item, it would process the transaction, and then create a receipt as a PDF, you know, to save the trees. I mean, what I had to do, I was in charge of recording what happens in each of the meeting's minutes, and also wrote half of the technical reports. There's the 117 going out towards Birmingham. I think cross country have kind of cut back the trains, so instead of going towards Nottingham, it's cut back towards Birmingham New Street. Yeah, so between here and Cardiff it's just open fields. There's nothing much to see apart from Wetluke Freightliner Terminal. So yeah, when Transport for Wales do enter their 769s into service, it'll be very weird seeing a kind of 319 body on somewhere that isn't electrified. Because I think what they've done with the 769s is they took a class 319, took out all the electric bits, and I think they've either put in a diesel engine or a hydrogen engine. And I think from the footage that I watched, it's probably using a diesel engine. Kind of one of those eco-friendly ones. They've also put it into the Transport for Wales white and red livery. Also, speed limit is also going down to 75 as we approach Cardiff. So on the left is Wetluke Freightliner Terminal. I have started to make a video from Wetluke to Felixstowe. I just need to record it because driving from Wetluke to Bristol in a freight train takes ages. So for that video, I'll record the entire thing from Bristol to Felixstowe, and then just speed it up and cut out all the tunnels and stuff, and all the waiting in loops. Speed limit is now 75. So I think this journey from Bristol to Swansea will take up 3 video slots, so the Tuesday and the Thursday. Yeah, because City Skylines is Monday and Friday, and then Trains in Real Life, or what I have left, is Wednesday. So I think this kind of mini-series will kind of last about a week and a half. So after I complete the journey from Bristol to Swansea, the next video will be from, it's either Swansea to Cardiff and 175, Cardiff Central to Cardiff Bay. There was another one, I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, Motherwell to Larkhall in an MT320. And then after that, Larkhall to Glasgow. So my videos are going kind of all over the UK. So speed limit is shortly going down to 40 miles an hour. Also in City Skylines, I literally cannot wait to unlock trains so I can use the class 345 mod from the Steam Workshop, because it looks really good. It definitely looks a lot better than the vanilla trains. I also can't wait to use the overground metro trains that came with the new Sunset Harbour patch. I guess if you start using the overground metro, you'll start questioning what's the difference between the overground metro and a train, because they're kind of the same thing. I guess trains are kind of like more long distance, and the metro is kind of like stop start. Kind of things, so they have like high acceleration, high deacceleration, and they carry a lot more people, and they have a very high frequency. I guess it's kind of like asking what's the difference between like a train and an underground train, like on the London Underground. They're both trains. I think the underground is that it has its own fare system and a lack of timetable. So it shouldn't be very long until we arrive into Cardiff Central. Got a thing yellow. I think we might need to wait for something to leave Cardiff. Also, the speed limit should be going down to 20 soon. So the danger aspect is up in the distance. I can't really tell which one's mine. Is that yellow one mine? Okay, we got a single yellow aspect, which means we need to stop at the next signal. I think that's just outside Cardiff. I think they kind of use the same assets from Liverpool to Manchester. I think this route came first, so it's kind of the other round. Hashtag we are rail fans. Does anyone still use that? Does anyone still use that hashtag we are rail fans? So up in the distance you can see a danger aspect. So at Cardiff we are due into platform number 3. Yeah, I don't know what's in Cardiff that should be blocking our platform. I mean, we are a tiny bit late. So I'll just pull up to this signal and then request to pass out danger. So I think here's a good place to stop. Yeah, I just looked up ahead, and we just had to wait for a cross country 170 to run empty towards Canton Depot. So the speed limit is also going down to 15. I think what was meant to happen was that the train in front and our train were supposed to be in the same platform, but because train sim doesn't allow that, so kind of have to wait outside and be delayed. So approaching Cardiff Central, we are doing into platform 3. I'm aiming to stop at the end of the roof when we eventually get there. So we shouldn't be sat in Cardiff too long. I mean, we're already late. So the signal up ahead is at danger, and hopefully it should change before we need to go. So I'll start braking here, so we can stop. And arrival at Cardiff Central. The next stop is Bridgend at 8:25. So, Versa 2 forward. Request pass signal at danger approved. So, forward, off, and power to notch 1. I think after I finish recording this, I should fix it in the scenario editor and then put it back up on Google Drive. So it's passing Cardiff Central, the speed limit is 50 miles an hour, and we have about 20 miles to Bridgend. Even though we should be passing through quite a few stations along the way. So Cardiff Central is a hub of different lines from around the Cardiff area. So coming up straight ahead is Cardiff Canton Depot, where Transport for Wales service and store their different multiple units. The speed limit is also over 30 miles an hour. There's also a line going out towards the left, which goes to, I think it's Ty Crowes or something. I probably butchered that name as well. I think I'm going to butcher every single location on this route, because I'm not Welsh. I've just written down all the stations between here and Bridgend on a piece of paper, and I don't know how to pronounce any of them correctly. Like, most of them start with double L. So in Canton Depot I put in a few 150s, a few 158s, nothing much. Also, there's that 170 that was blocking our platform earlier. So he'll stay there for a bit, then go back into Cardiff, and then work a train towards Birmingham New Street. Also, the speed limit should be going up to 75 soon. So at Bridgend, this video will end, so this is part 2 of 3. Then part 3 of 3 will be from Bridgend to Swansea. So I have driven this through a few times because I've just recently bought it in a sale. It's a very nice route with some very frequent stops. Because the kind of routes that I like are the ones that have a very good frame rate, it doesn't look that bad, and it has stations fairly close to each other. Also a very high speed limit as well. So speed limit is 55 miles an hour. So the next station that we will pass through is Pencoed in a bit. So after Bridgend we should be stopping at more places, so it won't be just non-stop all to Swansea. Yeah, this is a very nice looking route. Very scenic. I also think after Bridgend we should go past Margam Yard. I think that's where steel is made into other things. And then 800 to Paddington from Swansea. So that was an 800-3, which is basically an 800. It's basically an 800, but with 9 coaches instead of 5. So yeah, GWR are still operating a train into Wales from Paddington, but instead of having 1 train an hour all the way to Cardiff and then 1 to Swansea, it's just the 1 an hour to Swansea like the Sunday timetable. So it's fairly quiet because of quarantine. I think one of the first things I might do after the quarantine is over is see what's around Victoria. Probably go outside for a bit, maybe just go to Subway or something. I guess it really does depend when the quarantine ends. Because it could end in May, it could end in June, it could end in September. Or maybe it will go on indefinitely. I don't remember seeing a whistle sign for that level crossing. Maybe it's automatic. But even if it was automatic, you still would need a whistle board. You would still need a whistle board for the road vehicles and the pedestrians, so they don't get hit by a train. Yeah, it's a very hilly route. It's not very flat. Well, yeah, that's what hilly means. I think they also kind of use the same assets for the Settle to Carlisle route as well, because the track kind of looks the same. Also, in real life, this train would have switched back to diesel mode because this part of the Great Western isn't electrified, or at least not yet. Is Network Rail planning on electrifying Swansea at some point, or is that not going to happen? Finding it very hard to keep it at 75. So we have about 40 miles left to Bridgend. wonder if there were ever stations here in the past, because there seems to be quite a lot of houses around here. Maybe there were stations here and then they were cut because maybe during the beaching acts, or maybe because nobody actually used them. So coming up shortly should be Miskin Goods Loop, where freight trains would come into the loop, sit there for a bit, and let other fast trains pass. And then shortly after that should be Pencoed Station. Yeah, earlier I was driving a Class 150-2 from Bridgend to Cardiff, and some of these platforms are really short. Maybe they're really long and you're just forgetting stuff. I mean, I think they can fit like 4 coaches in them. So this is Miskin Goods Loops. So I think the limit is 75 all the way to Bridgend. Yeah, I think I've only driven down here once, which was at Class 150. So I'll bring it back down to 75 because I keep going over it. Good thing I'm not a real driver. Yeah, I think the thing about being in lockdown is that you kind of run out of things to talk about, because in quarantine there's nothing much happening. Well, apart from what's on the news and people dying. So what's new in the train world? I think I've already mentioned the 769s. I think Anglia's new multiple units that they got from Stadler have already started to enter service out of Liverpool Street. So I think they've completely replaced all their 90s and Mark 3s and DVTs. Because I saw another video that I saw that this is a Pencoed station. So I saw another video. I think it was it's a webcam at Crewe. Someone part. I think it's near the signal box, near the Crewe Heritage Centre. And it was a 50. I think it was a 57 or a 47, taking a few East Anglia coaches in the white one to the Crewe Heritage Centre for something. And I think a few of Greater Anglia's Mark 3s have also been preserved on preserved railways. I don't know what's happening with the 90s. Maybe they might go to Freightliner. I know Cardiff Central are getting some for the new London to Blackpool trains. I'm also thinking that Cardiff Central are going to use some of LNER's old Mark 4 coaches that are redundant. So with Cardiff Central's new service from London to Blackpool, it will call out London Euston, Milton Keynes, Nuneaton, I think it's Preston, then Cookham West, and Portland-le-Fylde, and then Blackpool. This is Llantresant. However you pronounce it. I should have looked it up before, but I didn't. So I think the 90 should be on the northbound, and then the DVT should be on the southbound. Kind of like when they were in the 90s and the early thousands. So going down in 12126. So a fairly steep gradient. And the speed limit should be going up towards 85. So we have about 6 miles to Bridgend, where this part will end. So between here and Bridgend, we have Llanharan, Pencoed, and then Bridgend. I probably would have put up like a message at the start saying I'm sorry if I pronounce these names wrong. I wonder how many I've actually butchered. Probably all of them. I wonder if the GWR drivers have to speak Welsh when they do trains to Swansea. I mean, I think the stations that GWR call at are fairly easy to pronounce. Like, GWR don't stop at all stations in Wales. But I think they might do if the train's going beyond Swansea to like Carmarthen or Fishguard. This is Llanharin. I noticed the staggered platforms. So at Bridgend there will be a line going off towards the right after we leave it, and that line goes to Maesteg. So it shouldn't be too long until we get to Bridgend. We have a warning for 60 miles an hour as we approach the station. No we don't, that's a 15 for junction. So we have about 2 miles left. So yeah, it's not very kind of like involved scenario because all the signals all the way to Swansea are green, so don't expect to see any yellows. Warning for 60 miles an hour as we approach Bridgend. So at Bridgend, I'm aiming to stop at the, I think it's the 4-5 car stop sign. Which is, I think it's towards the end of the platform, maybe it's towards the middle, I don't exactly remember. Speed limit is now 60. And Bridgend should be around this corner. Yeah, even on minimum braking, the brakes are really good in this unit. I wonder if Dovetail will ever end up updating the IET with the bi-mode units. Probably not. Maybe Armstrong Powerhouse or some other third-party developer will, because it's been heavily requested. So there's a 175 from Carmarthen to Cardiff. I think I might have come in here a bit too slowly. So this is Bridgend, which is end of part 2. I hope you enjoyed me taking this unit further towards Swansea. Thank you for watching, follow me on Twitter for future video updates. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next part, which will be the last part to Swansea and arrival at Bridgend.